Every good salesman know that when they're making a sale, they need to develop a relationship. Not just sell someone a product, not just take money for delivering a product. They need to create a relationship. They need to create a bond between them and the customer. In fact, this is our fifth principle, Culture Matters' fifth principle of the Facebook 5, the 5 principles to developing your personality brand on Facebook for free. Don't be a salesperson. Be personable. And what that means is whenever you're approaching a prospect or a client, don't come off as salesy. Don't just pitch them. Don't just ask them questions so you can get to the sale. Don't rush to the end of the sale, and don't ask for money if you feel like, or if you would think that you haven't gotten their full story. You see, the best industry, or actually the best the type of salesman to really follow this mantra is, 1099 like self-dependent employees. So real estate agents, brokers, what's it called? If a marketing company has its sales reps, right? Like, and they have to go door to door or out into the field, which was like my first job. In those type of situations, like my first door, I went door to door, and I noticed at the time we were doing home window siding and roofing repair. I'm not going to say for what company, but at first I was going to these people and it was like excitement, right? Just, hey there, would you like an estimate? Like, we actually had to give the estimates, not actually do the selling, but we had to get the other sales rep foot in the door. And I never thought it would be so hard. I never thought that many people, despised having someone at their front door asking them to get an estimate, or just asking them for anything, unless it's the mailman. I was actually upset because when I was on the field one day and I was behind the mailman was like knocking on doors, and it's like, hey, Mr. Mrs. Jones, and here's your mail, and they're like, oh, how you doing, Mr. Postman? And then I go up to the door and it's like, who are you? What do you want? No, I don't need this. And eventually I realized, every time I approach these people, I just need to walk up to them with a smile. Don't even look like I have any, an intention. Of course, I had dress clothes on because that was the attire, but I just noticed that I need to walk up to these people with the demeanor of, hi, I'm Isaiah. This is what I'm doing. We actually just helped your friend right down the street, and we're gonna be in the town later on today. Would you like us to come by? And if you have that conversational tone with people, like you're a person and not just, hi, my name's Isaiah Hendricks. We're doing free windows and nesting assignments. Would you like us to come by? Like, it's like, you just lose them. You just lose them. And it doesn't matter who you're speaking to, whether you're speaking to the gatekeeper, which door to door, that's like the children. The children are like they can be your best friend or your worst enemy. A child comes to the door and you're like, hi, are your parents home? And they're like, yeah, why? And children are very smart because, parents kind of teach children, but if you treat this child the wrong way, if you give off the wrong impression, like you just want to sell something, you're not even going to get your foot in the door. So if you're a real estate agent, a broker, mortgage, or one of those independent salesmen, approach your customers like you're having a conversation. Approach your customers as if you're not even there for a reason. Approach your customers as if at the end of the sale, it's like a, oh yeah, I'm selling something. It's like a, oh yeah, I have something for you. And then in the meanwhile, ask questions so you can develop rapport and that relationship. So don't just ask about, so say for example, with the, I'm just going to use me as an example with that job, with the windows, roofing, and siding. At first I was asking like, hi, is so-and-so, or are the parents home? And I would just jump the gun like, hey, I noticed you had your siding's coming off, we're going to be in town later, our prices aren't that much. That's not my pitch, but that was the feeling I was giving off. And I was getting door after door slammed in my face. And then I started approaching people just as a person, just as a conversation. Like when I asked the questions, it was like, wow. So I've noticed that, a few shingles are coming off. Like, how long has that been? I'm not reaching for the sale, but I'm digging to find some information about my sale later on. I'm not, wow, it looks like you need a new roof. Are you interested in one? No, it's, I see the windows look like they were the original windows from the beginning. How old is the house by any chance? And just by that question, you'll know. If they say 1930s, then you know that that house is 70 years, that window is 70 years old, or 80 years at this point. And so, really the takeaway from this video was no matter what you're selling, if you're selling cars, if you're selling real estate, if you're selling insurance, if you're selling mortgages, if you're selling windows, roofing, and siding, if you're an independent salesman, if you're an MLM marketer, if you're an MLM salesman approaching people out on the street, that's the best way to do it. Did you know that most sales from MLM come from relationships? Come from the people you meet and that you build friendships with? If anything, they're the first ones to buy from you. And then eventually, they refer, and then they refer. And if you establish all those relationships, your business is going to grow dynamically.